to 1040return.com, the ultimate tax solution and the complete package in filing your tax returns. Not only do we provide you with the most easy to use and powerful software available in filing your tax returns, we also have a wealth of tax resources at your fingertips. So make sure to come visit us at 1040return.com today. This video will demonstrate how to use our innovative 1040return.com software to file a 1040A return with a dependent where they will receive an earned income tax credit, child care tax credit, and daycare expenses. So let's get started. Here we are at 1040return.com, and let's begin an example on how to file a 1040A with a dependent where they will receive an earned income tax credit, the child tax credit, and daycare expenses. The program is designed to ask you questions so you don't miss anything, and the best part is 1040return.com helps prevent you from being audited by the IRS. Okay, let's begin by clicking on the Start for Free button. Since we don't have an account, let's create one by clicking on the Here link. So, for this example, I would create a sample account. However, feel free to fill in your own information instead. Don't forget to click on the Terms of Service Agreement box below. When you are all set, press Create Account to get started. Next, we get to the About You page. For this example, it will be for someone who is taking care of a child. So we will be using Head of Household for filing status, and we'll be using sample information. In this case, I will be entering in John Smith and a sample Social Security number and birth date. Again, feel free to fill in your own information instead. We will click on Next to proceed. On this page, we find a continuation of the About You page. So we will enter in the information with sample telephone numbers in case we need to reach you if there are any issues. The email address is already auto-filled. And for occupation, we will say that John Smith is a cook. Then we click Next. Moving on, we will click No for Can anyone claim you as a dependent? Then click Next. John was not married in 2014, so we click No. On this page, we enter in John's sample address. As you see, it autofills the city and state, Baltimore, Maryland, after typing in the zip code. Then we click Next when ready. On this page, we type in Baltimore for John's school district and then click Next. In this example, we won't do anything with return elections, so we'll just hit Save and Continue. So now we have all our initial information filled in. Let's click on Let's Get Started. We will add our first W-2, so we click on Yes. This form is just for John, so we click his name and then click Next. Since the employee name and the address isn't different, we click on No. Here on the employer information page, we'll enter some fictitious information for John's employer, Bill Restaurant. We click on Next to proceed. So for John's wages, we will enter $23,440 with $2,530 for federal income tax withheld, $23,440 for Social Security wages, $1,453 for Social Security tax withheld, $23,440 for Medicare wages and tips, and $339 for Medicare tax withheld, and we click on Next. On this page, we won't be filling anything in, as John had no other information, so we click on Next to show you how easy it is to do a state return. On this page, we will select the state of Maryland for this return and enter in a sample state ID number. For state wages, we will enter $22,440, $1,780 for state income tax. Then we will click Save to save this information. Since we don't have any other W-2s to file, we click No. When doing income, if you had other sources of income, you would scroll through the page and click on the applicable source. However, since that was all the income John had, we can click on I'm finished. Okay, moving on. John has a dependent, so we click on Yes. And on this, your dependent page, we will be filling in sample information on John's dependent, Alice, his daughter. And since she lived with John the whole year, we select 12 under months lived with you. We click Next after all the information is entered. Since John had childcare expenses, we click on the link Yes. I had childcare expenses for this dependent. Here, we're going to enter that John paid $2,000 for child care expenses in 2014. If your employer helped to pay this amount, you would click here. Also, if you notice here on the right in the help box that we have some tips about the dependent care expenses, we click on Next. Now on the Earned Income Credit page, let's answer these questions to see if we qualify for Alice. Yes, the child is single. Yes, she lived with John for over half of the year, and no, someone else can claim his daughter. We click Next to continue. Since there aren't any unusual circumstances, we will click Save to save the information and proceed on. We will continue on by clicking on the Enter Your Dependent Care Expenses link. So, here in the General Instructions page, we will enter some sample information for John. The owner of this item is John. Flow to state is Maryland, and we type in a sample Social Security number. For care provider name, we will enter Happy Daycare and use the sample address and telephone number. The amount paid for child care is $2,000, and we will click No, since John didn't use another provider. And since everything was paid in 2014, these do not apply. For general instructions, we don't have to worry about this as it deals with earned income tax credit if someone's working, so we click on Save to continue. We now click on Finished with Dependents since John has entered in all his dependents' information. Since there were no deductions and credits, we'll just click on I'm Finished. For healthcare, we click on Let's Get Started. Since everyone had healthcare coverage, we click Yes. We click No, since John didn't use an exchange. Then we click on I'm Finished to continue on. Since we are sure that there aren't any other tax situations, we will just go straight to state taxes and click the link. Remember, for the low cost of $14.95, you can work on as many state returns as you need, and we will now click on the Work on My State Return button. Because of how powerful this software is at 1040return.com, we really don't have much to do with the state return, since everything flows in from the federal return, so we click on Continue. So now, we will review all of this, and when ready, click Continue. And here we see we got $5,898 for a federal refund and $1,874 for a state refund. As you can see, the software is now double checking our return to ensure everything was entered, and we click on Continue since our return looks good. Let's click on the Yes, I'd like to create a preview of my return link below to generate a preview of our return before we pay for it. Not many tax companies allow you to do that. So once ready, we click on the View Return button to open it. And now we see John Smith's tax return. Let's take a look at it. Once finished, let's click Continue. Since we want to e-file the federal return and the state return, we will click on Continue. Here we will see the 1040 Protect option, which is a very good thing to have. If you ever get audited, 1040 Return will come in, intercede on your behalf, and help you deal with the IRS. So now we'll click on the Add 1040 Protect button to add the protection. So, to pay for the return, we will select the convenient option of e-Collect, which ensures that no money is paid out of pocket. Instead, your tax preparation fees are taken out of your refund and the balance is deposited into your bank account. This is a convenient way to pay since you won't have to worry about spending money up front. Of course, if you want to pay with a credit card, click on the other link below. We will click Continue to move on. We will click on I agree to use e-Collect. For this particular sample, we won't be entering in the information, but for your own forms, you will be required to, in order to utilize the convenient option of e-Collect. Once finished, you would click on the Continue button and you would be finished with filing with 1040return.com. It's that easy. Thank you for watching. We hope you learned how easy and powerful the software here at 1040return.com is in filing your return. Remember, 1040return.com is the most trusted and most powerful software in filing your tax returns and will help prevent you getting audited by the IRS. So, try it today for free at 1040return.com.